Towns dishes to Wiggins. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. And Turner throws it down.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Wiggins against George. Towns, no luck.
He needs to complete that opportunity. Really shocking he botched that one.
And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Al Jefferson's checked in for Turner. C.J. Miles comes in for Young. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Robinson. And Brooks subbed in for Teague. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Towns. Bielitsa comes in for Gorgui Dieng. Shabazz Muhammad's checked in for Andrew Wiggins. And it's done in for Ricky Rubio. Stuckey passes to George. Shoots from the corner. And that one goes long.
He's been off and on tonight, and that one didn't fall for him, but they still hold the advantage in this one.
Down low. Paul George with the steal. Stuckey can't get it to go. Timberwolves trail by 6. Plenty of space.
Yes, I gotta make time, man. Gosh.
Muhammad's got his first points in this one. And so many different personalities in the NBA, Doris. You've gotten to know a lot of them. Who stands out as being some of the great players just to talk about the game within this league?
Well, LeBron James, I think, does a really nice job for me of answering questions in a very thoughtful manner. You'll see him just take a second to process whatever it is I've asked, and then really try to give the fan at home a sense of what he was thinking in that particular matchup.
That's good to know. That's interesting.
He's a very, as you know, such a cerebral player, and that translates to the postgame.
It's Bielitsa. That one doesn't drop. So the Pacers will take it the other way. And George with the stuff.
Boy, spotted his teammate on the move, put the assist perfectly placed out in front of him, leading him right to the rack.
Dunn kicks to Aldrich. He feeds it to Muhammad. Stolen by George. And the dunk by Jefferson.
I'm getting my ass kicked.
Like they're going to have one of those days where nothing goes wrong.
Well, they seized total control of the pace practically from the opening tip, and they haven't relinquished it to this point.
So he gets the whistle.
That might not
Contact on the
even
way
be
up,
the right
and 2
side.
shots coming up. That one on George. And Zach LaVine is listed as a point guard, but he isn't a natural to that position. Certainly can handle himself acting as the lead guard, but Doris making plays for others right now isn't his specialty.
Well, it shows up in stats as well as with the eye test, right? He has never had a lot of assists given how much he handles the ball, and he also has somewhat of a poor assist-to-turnover ratio. But he is almost more of a shooting guard who can bring it up the floor and initiate rather than a true point guard.
Timberwolves trail by 8. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock.
What you love about Muhammad, his hands are always ready to catch the ball and his mind trained on the bucket.
Brooks dishes to Stuckey. Back to Brooks. Pass to Jefferson. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Chris Dunn picks one up.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Indiana shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
And both free throws good for Jefferson. Aldrich the pass to Muhammad. And it's off from three-point range. Now here's the fast break. Stuckey leading the way.
No doubt that is within his range.
I think that's exactly what you're looking for on the break. Finish right at the rim.
Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Pacers lead by 9. And we'll get things started in the second. And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we have seen from Indiana. What do you think?
You know, it's been a great display of team basketball here thus far.
You know, everything runs better when you're being unselfish. The reason they're piling up assists is because they're willing to pass until they find a good shot.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, they've got Towns. Zhang is out there with Shabazz Muhammad. Then it's Ricky Rubio. And it's Wiggins in at the 2. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Wiggins.
And one of the more aggressive teams in the league this past offseason, looking to adjust their roster, the Indiana Pacers. I mean, the trade for Jeff Teague, another for Thaddeus Young, the signing of Al Jefferson. It's going to be interesting to see how all these new players gel in Nate McMillan's system.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, all of us saw Paul George's compound fracture playing for Team USA. It was one of the most devastating on-court injuries we've seen. But he's back now, and he says it put everything in perspective. That this game can be gone at any second. I've got to enjoy this ride, enjoy this journey. I'm much more happy. I just see things in a different light now. Kevin?
Yep, great to have him back in action, DA. Thank you. And Jeff Teague of Atlanta, and now of Indiana, more of a playmaking point guard. That's something the Pacers have lacked for a long time, GA.
Yeah, and he's a guy who looks to push the ball aggressively in transition, and that's something, as you mentioned, the Pacers have been trying to do. Thaddeus Young, another player who fits that mold. Jefferson, more of a half court, but I think he gives them a nice option there with that second unit.
Timberwolves trail by 11. Rubio with a wide open look. Here's Towns. But they get it back. And Zhang kicks to Wiggins. Feeds it to Rubio. Turner against Towns. And it's sent back by Turner.
Oh, hell no, man.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game. And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
That's what I'm
Well, the definition of a high percentage shooter. Terrific touch by Gorgui Zhang.
And Turner kicks to Young.
She uses beautiful. So beautiful.
And stolen by Zhang. Trying his luck deep. They get it again. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Rubio misses. Indiana leading by 11. Here's Miles. That ball.
Yeah,
nice
man.
speed that time from Turner.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Stolen by Robinson.
You know what I was going to do without you.
Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score
every day for
consistently.
2017.
And when you think of attack guards, ones who get into the lane at will, Jeff Teague certainly comes to mind. I mean, a great athlete, and it all starts for him with dribble penetration.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Jefferson's checked in for Miles Turner. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Robinson.
My baby.
Bielitsa, he's checked in for Minnesota. Dunn comes in for Ricky Rubio. Here's Towns. And the dunk by Towns.
Boy, so fluid with the ball in his hands. Town capable of driving it right at you.
And talking about Teague, once he blows by defenders, he can hurt you in a number of ways.
Yeah, I mean, a great drive and dish playmaker, owns a nice little teardrop. He's also gotten better at drawing contact and working himself to the line.
Really nice job inside that time. The defense unable to react quick enough to stop him. Boy, he is fast. Well, he's got to watch himself. 2 fouls here early in the second. Another would probably send him to the pine.
George is checked in for Indiana. Brooks comes in for Teague. Minnesota also making some changes. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. And Zach LaVine subbed in for Jang. Jefferson dishes to George. Just 4 to shoot. Count that one.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Minnesota calls timeout. Doris, in the NBA, as in all these leagues, a lot of it comes down to the effort of the player. Which players in the league right now do you think have the best motor, have the most effort?
Well, I think the guy who missed much of last year, right? Joakim Noah comes to mind. I thought for so many years of those tough Bulls teams, he was the heart and soul, and a lot of that not only about his defensive abilities and passing abilities, but how hard he worked, the passion with which he played. Another guy that comes to mind, Kenneth Faried, right? He wins a gold medal and inspires a group who are far more talented just by how hard he worked.
And unselfish, too, don't you think?
Oh, there's no question about it. Listen, hard work is a skill, and it's a skill that should be paid well in this league.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
It's ridiculous to give up that many points in the paint. You know, I think he'd like them to play a bit more physical.
Minnesota making a switch here. Towns is checked in. No good that time. Jefferson with some nice D.
I'll tell you, they're fighting the good fight, but he's not helping a difficult situation by missing this way.
Here's George. That doesn't go either for George.
Well, he almost never misses that shot, guys, but you know he'll take it again if he gets another good look.
Pacers leading by 13. And it's Brooks in the corner. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Brooks has got his first 3 points of the game.
And guys, there are some you can give that shot to, but let's be clear, he's not one of them. Terrible job there by the D.
You know, he shot well in the opening period, but since then he's been absolutely dominant.
Stolen by LaVine. To the wing on the left. Dunn, wide open, he fires. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there. And Young kicks to George. That one wide left. Timberwolves trail by 14.
Dang, I'm thinking about to quit again.
Hello, Dale?
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Dishes it to Dunn. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Off target from outside. The Pacers have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the second quarter. Really flowing here. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
For Indiana, they have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5. That free throw good from George. And George drops them both. Now, here's Dunn. Brooks covering. And stolen by Stuckey. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
I just love the tenacity on the defensive side. I mean, his play on D has been a huge factor for them as he continues to get steal after steal.
You know, he's been incredibly disruptive, and a lot of that due to his great instincts.
Young and Turner up front. Teague out there with Robinson. And it's George in the 3 slot. That's the Pacers 5.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
And he makes the first. And George drops them both.
I think one thing the Wolves will certainly be looking to improve upon this year is...
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
That's a beautiful jam.
Oh, the ease with which he elevates Wiggins with a highlight move that time.
But he gets it back. And that'll be Indiana as it goes out of bounds. Pacers retain possession. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Jang.
Oh, nice play there to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
Amazing. The quickness, the eye-hand coordination of these guys, extraordinary.
Young. That falls. Nice feed that time from Turner. Turner's got 4 assists in the game. For 3, Levine. And he's good on the 3 ball. Levine's got 7.
Well, spacing the floor with Levine hitting from range, the offense benefits greatly.
And Rubio kicks to Levine. Here's Wiggins. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And Indiana called for the foul.
I think one aspect of Wiggins that really helps his game that might be overlooked is how long his arms are. It helps him keep the ball away from defenders when he's driving to the rim. The high release point on his shot makes it that much harder to contest.
Teague can't hit.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Kicks it out to Wiggins. Hits the 3-point bomb. Wiggins has got 7 now in this quarter.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
And Doris, another benefit of Wiggins is his great length for his position. So it takes very few steps for him to go from the 3-point line right to the rim.
Yeah, I think when you couple his reach with his hang time, you can see why he can adjust so many times in the air and still get off a great shot. It's really crazy to think he's a shooting guard with a 7-foot wingspan.
Timeout. Start it.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Young. Minnesota also making some changes. Aldridge comes in for Towns. And Shabazz Muhammad subbed in for Andrew Wiggins. And, certainly the culture of the NBA and basketball has seen some shifts over the last couple decades. Doris, when you look at the game today, how do you think it's changed? And where do you think it's going?
But I think from a strategy standpoint, the biggest change in the NBA culture is that it's going smaller and faster. It's trending toward positionless players where guys can shift among 3-4 positions at a time. And then the other part of the neat thing is in this day and age of social media, from the off-the-court stuff, we're starting to see these guys become fashion icons.
Here's Levine. And the foul on Miles Turner. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. And the Pacer lead has been cut down to 11 on the bucket from Levine. The Timberwolves have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4.
I think if you look historically at the Timberwolves, the best years for this franchise were during the prime Kevin Garnett era. Obviously, they finished atop the West back in 2004, best showing in franchise history, and they end up losing to the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals.
Robinson, that's good.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
Too many. Simple as that. Their defensive weaknesses are being exposed right now.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Well, the one question Zach LaVine had when he entered the NBA is whether or not he could be a reliable contributor on offense. Dorsey's put in the work to improve his efficiency a great deal in that regard.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that for LaVine is that he's worked on his jump shot to where he's now more of a threat. He upped his field goal percentage from mid-range and from deep since his rookie season. He's shown better judgment in the shots he takes. All of that goes into making him a better player.
George, no good.
And not doing his team any favors jacking up three-pointers. He needs to realize that right away.
Shots good by Turner.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Rubio against T. And Rubio kicks to Muhammad. Timberwolves keep it alive. Zhang.
Well, the definition of an effort player. Zhang shows off that high motor, converts off the glass. Nice.
The three from George. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. George has got 19 points.
And just a little bit ragged defensively.
Been the story all too often for them today. Too disorganized, not playing cohesive basketball at all.
Pacers leading by 14. Miles the pass to Turner. In the corner, George with it. Back to Turner. To the paint. Here's Teague. That falls. Nice feed that time from Turner. Teague's got 5.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Indiana making some changes. Jefferson's checked in for Miles Turner. Stuckey comes in for George. And it's Brooks in for Teague. Bjelica, he checks in for Minnesota. Dunn comes in for Ricky Rubio. Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. There's the feed to Miles. And then C.J. Miles with the dunk.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Shot to stop the run. Done. And too long on the shot.
Ill-advised shot there.
You know, I really expected him to swing that one back around.
And he just punishes the D for falling asleep at the wheel.
A little disorganized that time, and the result 2 points in the loudest way possible.
Yeah, sometimes aggression can overcome certain offensive limitations. You saw it right there.
And the Pacers really, for so long, kind of defined that old school plotting defensive-oriented team, and then they just flipped the script last season. I mean, completely reinventing themselves, playing much of that season with 4 perimeter players on the court and finding ways to be successful at doing it.
The Pacers making a switch here. Young's checked in. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Just a total loss of concentration right there.
Yeah, that's tough. It cost them any momentum they were trying to generate.
And Miles kicks to Stuckey. And stolen by Zhang. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Here's Aldridge. Muhammad, the pass to Bjelica. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And there's the 3-second violation.
Just a boneheaded play there, guys. Plain and simple.
Yeah, their coach is pulling his hair out, knowing how big that mistake could be.
Towns, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Andrew Wiggins comes in.
That's all she wrote.